Hey everybody, what's happening? It's good to see you and it's good to be seen by you. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful Monday evening. I, of course, am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live from the swamps of sunny Central Florida. And I hope you're having an absolutely positive Monday. And hey, let's kick the show off right on Monday with a little bit of a shout out. This is a shout out to Jack, Sean, Charlie, and Vic Soon. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening and that Papa John's and the beer was excellent. I hope you absolutely enjoyed that. So anyway, what's going on? What's happening? Did you have a good weekend? I had a good one. We had Nerd Council of Doom Saturday afternoon, right here on the channel. You can go watch the live stream. That was me, Dungeon Minister, and Yang Yanzhou, and we had a whole bunch of fun. And of course, that was after a week of two guests, of some wild Let's Plays of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and Gamma World. Just an absolute blast. And Elvin Made In was there, absolutely. And so we had a bunch of fun. And I'm looking at now, I'm looking at, guys, we are at 6,236 subscribers on this channel, because it jumped up a bunch this weekend. So if you're new to the channel, if you've just tuned in, if you're like, I've subscribed, what is all this about? Well, let me tell you. This is arguably the best classic tabletop role-playing game, 5-night-a-week variety live stream on any streaming platform, folks, okay? And I will bet my eye teeth on that. I just happen to think it is, okay? I challenge you to find a better one. So, yeah. Let's see. Who do we got? Deadly Dungeon Master, Kabuki Kid, TXG, Chris, Michael Dale, the lovely and talented Elvin Made In. Guys, let me tell you something. She starts playing a song on an ethereal lute and telling you to just walk into the dark forest with her. Don't. You might not come back. Robert Phillips, Jack, Chronicler of the Northlands. Who else do we have here? The Dungeon Minister, 1/3 of our Cavalcade of Stars that was on Saturday. Jorge Uribe, good to see you, my friend. Joe Kaufman, I'm glad you're here. Vincent Notabartolo, Daniel Rowan, good night. Michael Dale, if I missed you, there you are. Praxis Taliogero, good to see you. Hasn't been, haven't seen you in a while. You're going to clip mine. Well, that's right. You go ahead. And Chris. Just Chris. He don't need no introduction. He's just Chris. But anyway, I'm glad you guys are all here. And I'm Mark Morrison. Hello. I'm glad you're here. Damien X247. Sounds like he's like a production model. He's going to come out of the Skynet labs, infiltrate your survivor camp. But anyway, so I'm glad all of you are here, and anyone filing in later. Guys, remember, let's fill from the front to the back. So move up and give room for the folks coming in. Thank you. But anyway, So I'm glad you're all here. Uh, I've had a good weekend, and I have to tell you. So, hey, dirty history and hobbies. Um, I gotta tell you guys a bit of a story. So if you remember, it's been over a month. It's been like 6 weeks now. We had the one and only Rose Estes on this show. You guys know Rose. I don't have to tell you who she is, but in case I do, we are talking, of course, about the lady who created the Endless Quest books and sold thousands, if not millions, for TSR. And she's an accomplished authoress in her own right. So Rose reached out to me. After the live stream a couple of weeks ago and said that her son Daniel, like literally the week of the live stream, Daniel had to go in for cancer surgery. Pretty severe. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about it. Look, if you're spiritual, experiential, and you want to just say thoughts, keeping good thoughts, that's fine. But if you go that way, prayers for Daniel. So he's come out the other side, and according to her, she said, set your goals, set goals for yourself. And so they're going to Gen Con. Gen Con is going to happen for them. And so Rose asked me, she said, did I hear you right? Did you say you knew someone at Gen Con? Because I would sure like to have a place where we could sit down and I could do book signing. And I mean, like you got to plan. This is like, it's Gen Con, That's like, this is the international sign for you have to plan for like a year or two to get something like that. Last week, we had Stephen Radney McFarland in, and as it happens, Stephen is still friends with some of the muckety mucks from the early days of Wizards of the Coast, including those who later went on to become directors at Gen Con and other organizations. Not going to name companies because we don't have anything nailed down yet. But reached out to Stephen and I said, Stephen, I need you to do me a solid. Need a little bit of help here. What do you got for me? Shared Rose's email with him. That was last night. As sure as I am sitting here, he reaches out to me today. He's in touch with the powers that be. And there are 2 possible other vendors who will give her space. They've just got to go through the workings. Called up Rose this morning, woke her up. Sorry, Rose, if you're watching this down the line. Woke her up and gave her the good news. And I've connected those 2 guys. So if you're going to go to Gen Con, if you're going to be at Gen Con, and when I know, I'll share it with you guys. Maybe stop by Rose's table and say hello. And so that is the good news. That is the good tabletop news. Even better news. I've been kind of just checking up on Jean Rabe, another lady of TSR fame. I've been talking to Jean. Just Facebook posts back and forth only. And she seems to be feeling better. We're going to keep our fingers crossed for Jean. So 2 good pieces of news coming in this weekend, and I'm very happy about that. Now, I don't say that, the thing with Rose, to toot my own horn, okay? Rose and I are, we're not besties or anything. I enjoyed having her on. I liked her, but but I'm not going to overstate or anything like that. I don't want to be overly familiar. But, because honestly, Stephen comes back to me and he's like, hey, we got this, and this going on. I'm just going to say, go talk to Rose. I'm not going to put myself in the middle of it. I am just a conduit through which I can pass this information. Because it's all about paying it forward, guys. It's all about paying it forward and giving back to you guys, the TTRPG community. I have done this since the year 2020 for you guys. Not for my own ego. I do. If I had a viewer count of 1, a subscriber count of 1, followers on Twitter 1, friends on Facebook 1, page likes 1, and that person needed this, I'd do it. I would absolutely do it. I would keep doing it. So this isn't about Bill Sylvie's ego. This isn't about, look at this cool thing I did. This is about telling you guys, if you're going to be at Gen Con, go see Rose. Once I know that she's got a table and where it's going to be, I'll tell you guys where it's at. You guys, plural, where it's at. You want to talk about somebody making something happen positive in this community? Let me tell you about Vincent Notarbartolo. He's sitting out there. I see you, Vincent, right over there. Raise your hand up. Wave. Yeah, there you are. Let me tell you something. So, Stranger Things. You guys like Stranger Things, right? Vincent lives proximate to Hawkins, Indiana, which is not Indiana, by the way. It's like, where is it? Vincent, it's saying something's near Atlanta in Georgia is like saying, I don't know. I live in Central Florida. It's near Disney, right? So Vincent pings me this weekend. And I'm going to embarrass you a little bit here, Vincent. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it nice. I'm going to treat you nice. Jackson, Georgia. Jackson. So Vincent, hey, Pauper Knight, good to see you. I hope you are rich with good friends in your life and not a pauper at all. So Vincent starts telling me he's gone, basically, so Jackson, Georgia. I mean, when you do something like that, Stranger Things is an icon. It is a landmark thing. It is a pop culture phenomenon. Maybe it fades in a few years, But when you're a little rural town, man, you got to grab onto that. Hold on to it with both hands. So they're enjoying the fame out there. They have what is it? Hawkins Center, Vincent? Is that it? Is that it? Vincent, speak up. Okay. Yeah, it's Hawkins Center. So our man, hey Elliot Vernon, good to see you. Our man, Vincent Notarbartolo, rolls up on the folk of Jackson, Georgia at the Hawkins Center. You know what he does? Do you know what Vincent does? Says, hey, I'm going to run some advanced Dungeons and Dragons first edition for you guys. Blows them away. He's dumping pictures on me in Facebook Messenger. I wasn't going to share them, Vincent, because I did, I get it. Hawkins headquarters. Thank you. Hawkins headquarters. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, Vincent. That's how it's done. That's how you show that this is an awesome hobby full of awesome people. I hope you get 10,000 people lined up around the block wanting to play with the real Eddie Munson. Vincent, no to Bartolo. I'm sorry, Vincent. I hope I'm not embarrassing you or anything. But that is just too cool. That is just too cool. So, yeah. So if you're going to be in Hawkins headquarters in Jackson, Georgia, you go and you stop by that table and you roll some dice with my man up there. That's what you do. That's what it's all. He's giving back, folks. Okay. He's creating a good thing. So that's how we do. That's how we do. You should be, Vincent. You should be. I'll tell you what, you get a few under your belt. I want you on this show. I want you to tell us what it's like to be in Stranger Things land. I think that would be really cool. Reach out to my people. I'm just kidding. You guys know I have no people. So I was just stoked when I heard that. That's really, really super cool. So we have super cool things happening. We have really super cool things happening this week. Tomorrow night, speaking of playing first edition AD&D, if you don't mind, Vincent, I'll take this back. Tomorrow night, we are playing first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons live. And if you're one of the like 30 or 40 people that signed up in the last few days and you're like, oh, you mean like you just play and people just watch and listen? No. Yes, but no, but yes, but not really. So yeah, we do play first edition AD&D here. And we have played other games on the show too. We played Traveler. We've played Kyle Schwant's Conflict. We've played Gamma World. Hell, a few weeks ago on the 4th of July weekend, me and Tim Imholt, we played Mecton Zeta. This isn't some passive thing where you just kind of sit there and sort of half listen. Guys, if you've never played first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons before, let me tell you what you do. You watch, you listen, you pay attention. You got a question? Why do you guys do it that way? Why is lower armor class better? Why is a D6 for initiative? What do you mean by segments? Why are the saving throws like that? Ask. And we'll answer your questions. It's an interactive learning experience, guys. I want people to love AD&D, Classic Dungeons and Dragons, as much as I do. So this isn't just some vague kind of, I guess we can watch it sort of thing. No. This is something I want you guys to feel you can interact with. Because we'll all be here. If I can't answer your question, one of the players might. If the players can't, somebody in the audience might. Or we can send you to the place. Why don't I make any perception check? I gotcha. Uh-oh, Emmy. Well, I was just telling everybody they needed to not follow your mystical lute music into the dark forest, that they might never be seen again. You might spirit them under Fairy Hill and feed them dandelion wine and party for all eternity. Would I ever run Star Frontiers? Maybe. You don't know. You never know. I would consider it. So anyway, why do characters get unalived so often? Any party that Emmy throws will be a Slaanesh. I hope so. Anyhow, so let's see. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm hoping that our co-host Kyle will be back. If not, we'll find something fun to do. I know we will. Thursday. Robert J. Kuntz will be here on Thursday. He is one of the few remaining people who delivered the birth of Dungeons and Dragons, of tabletop role-playing games. Rob is a staunch, outspoken scholar. He is a creator. His name is scattered across every D&D book you see here. Rob will be here. We'll be interviewing him. I'll have to do it on Zoom, I think. So I'll have to figure out Zoom. And that's right. Emmy has him in Tales from the Tavern. So I'll try not to step on your interview, Emmy. I tell you what, you PM me and let me know the questions you asked him, and I won't step on you. Okay, sweetie? Anyway. So Rob is here on Thursday. Friday night, we're back to Gamma World. Everybody's favorite radioactive playground. We are back to Gamma World on Friday. Now, Saturday the 27th of July, Gygax Day. The date of Gary's birth. I know a lot of people go to March when he passed away. And the date of his birth, Gygax Day. I will have a late afternoon, early evening stream. That will be a very important live stream. It will involve really giving back to the community. You might not be directly impacted by what I say and do on that episode, but you might know someone who is. It is something that I have kept in my heart for months now. I have people working on this project with me, to assist me with some of the logistics, and I will talk about it. But it is all about paying it forward back out into the world, sharing that goodness back out into the world. So please, if you can be here, it will be important for you to be here. It will be important for you to be here. So please be here and hear what I have to say. It'll be kind of an incomplete ramble. But trust me, you will want to, at the very least, find out about it, because you might be able to help me. So that'll be on Saturday, and then Sunday I ain't gonna see you people. I'm gonna sleep. And then the week following, I don't know. I don't plan that far ahead. So that's what's coming this week. That's what happened, and that's what's coming. Is the project my Wizard of Id role-playing game? No, I'm not doing that. Jimmy Invictus, hello, how are you? So be here on Saturday, El Sábado Gigante, Big Saturday. So what else is happening? Oh, so normally, I know in the past, I have grabbed miniatures It's the international sign for I've grabbed miniatures from over here, by the way. I've grabbed miniatures and I've shown them on camera. Sometimes they're, stuff that I've 3D printed and slot painted. Sometimes it's stuff I painted very well. Hey, and there's the other third of the Nerd Council of Doom, Yang and Zhao. I do know about El Sábado Gigante. I do. I absolutely do. Back when we had terrestrial cable, like from my 20s on up, the local Spanish affiliate, man, Saturday night, 4 hours, El Sábado Gigante. But anyway, Jack, have a lovely evening. Thank you for hanging around with us. Peace, my brother. Yeah, I have a miniature for you to show. Back in January, like on January 23rd, probably a little bit before then, I was kind of excited at the time. I think you can forgive me, to find out that there were a series of miniatures being released by WizKids that was basically illustrations from classic, basic, and advanced Dungeons and Dragons rulebooks done as miniatures. And there have been a few over the years, right? But these were really, I was like, wow, I'm pumped about these. These are actually kind of cool looking. So on January 23rd, I think like after this show or before this show or something around this show, I ordered this. Wait, let me make sure I got the right one. There we go. I ordered this. That is the Holmes Red Dragon. Now they say it's something to do with the realm. It's fucking Forgotten Realms didn't exist back then. Get away with your BS. Oh, somebody could drop $5 in super for me there for the bad language. But I was hyped about this. Okay, looks like a Dave Sutherland drawing come to life. And folks, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. So I ordered it from IGN. I ordered it from IGN, Internet Gaming News. I don't know what IGN stands for. Pretty cool looking dragon, yeah? Oh, it's no Azarath. It's no great silver dragon. But it's pretty cool looking. I haven't even heard news that this thing is going to be shipped yet. Said it was going to come out early July. And I gotta admit, I'm a little pissed off. I'm a little unhappy about this. Not even like we're processing your order. And on the WizKids site, it says it's out of stock. Which means they've sold through them. And IGN took my money January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 7 months ago. almost 8. Well, no, almost 7 because it was the 23rd of January. Being fair. I'm just a little pissed off about that. I'm more than just a little bit irritated about that. 7 months. Like, what the frick is my action figure? Every month that would roll by, I'd be thinking, oh, this is going to be so cool. So I'm going to get this and we're going to do an unboxing, a Monday mail call, and a Monday miniature all at once. Yeah, no, crickets. I emailed him politely enough. It's been 7 months. You guys going to tell me when you're going to see? Nothing. Crickets. Just crickets. You know, if this was some small miniatures company, I've dealt with small miniatures companies before that took forever to get me an order. That's fine. My baseline assumption here was that Hasbro, push button start injection molder, or WizKids or whoever. So it's, I don't know. Am I just getting my old man pants on? Should I just be patient? This is not even officially Gygax Day yet. But you'd think this was something that they would like get on and get out there. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just kvetching and bitching. But yeah, I would very much like if we get here. So what else is going? Oh, right. Speaking of things, okay. Like, I've got a lot of room to complain. Patrons, as you see, you can become a patron on the channel. You can be a channel member. Guys, I'm really struggling. I will do my damnedest to get those modules out by the end of the week. I got my fingers crossed. So 3 AD&D modules for channel subscribers and patrons at the $10, that is the Master Thief level. I am behind, so I got to get those out to you guys. I know, and I'm sorry. I will do my damnedest to get them to you. So that brings, hey, Ultra American TTRPGer. Not bad, my friend. Not bad. So that brings us to another interesting point. We're playing the left-right game. That brings us to another interesting point here. I'm sorry, I have to stop here. What's this then? People called Romans, they go the house. Anyway, so maybe I should learn to be patient. Oh, people were asking about waffle. I'll do waffles. I'll do D&D waffles soonish. And I'll do like a Sunday morning breakfast stream or something where I make D&D waffles. If I tell you what, if I get enough super chats to do it, I'll make it happen. I'll make waffles out here on stream for you guys. People called Romans, they go the house. Write that 100 times, or cut your balls off. Write that 100 times, get it done before dawn, or cut your balls off. Hail Caesar. Hail Caesar, sir. Right. Don't do it again. So you must use the... Sorry, we're going full Monty Python here. It's Kabuki's fault. Where was I? D&D miniature modules, folks. Now look, I understand a lot of I can hear the crumpling sound of cringe implosion when I say I like using Twitter. I like using Twitter. TTRPG Twitter, creative person Twitter is fine. I don't talk about my politics, and I click, I'm not interested in this, when people who I otherwise like talk about their politics. And all is well. And that's the way I want to keep it. I curate a good experience on Twitter. To that end, I told my Twitter followers, and now I'm telling you guys, when I hit 5,000 followers over on Twitter, I was going to celebrate it somehow or the other. And this is what I come up with. So, first of all, for my patrons and for my members on YouTube, you guys will get these first. You will get your modules first. You will get these modules first. And then these 3 modules I'm about to tell you out will be shared out with everyone on Twitter. But you guys will have first crack at them, because the 3 modules I'm releasing, the trio of modules, BS1, BS2, and BS3. Bill Sylvie, bullshit. No, Black Sabbath. 3 modules based on the titles of Black Sabbath songs. Folks, War Pigs, Nativity in Black, or NIB. Tony Iommi said it just stands for nib, the type of pointed beard type beard style. It says War Pigs, Nativity in Black, and The Wizard. Now you might think, oh, that's cool, you're just making extra modules. That's where you're wrong. Don't you ever get tired of being wrong, people? No. These modules... Nope, I'm not doing fairies wear boots. Hey, Wheeling, how are you, dear? These modules are all illustrated covers by Richard Witters. That's Wizards of the Coast, Richard Witters. And some interior art. Well, you know what? I'm going to let the artists fight out over who wants to do what. Because Skylar Hernstrom is providing some other art. So I have Richard Witters and Skylar Hernstrom are providing art for the Black Sabbath module trio. Oh, thank you, Ultra American. You better. That's Ozzy Solo. That's not Black Sabbath. That's Ozzy Solo. But thank you for the super Ultra American. It's, you know what? It's a super. It's going up on the screen. A lot of people have said, ooh, what about, and they tell me their favorite Black Sabbath song. I chose these a long time ago. And people are like, oh, well, the next ones you can do The Mob Rules and Symptom of the Universe and Sweet Leaf or Time Machine and Heaven and Hell and Black Sabbath. And the next milestone is 10,000 followers on Twitter. When I hit 10,000 followers on Twitter, which will probably happen before I reach 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, another module trio, Led Zeppelin song titles. So I'm pretty excited about that because I crossed that barrier. I crossed the Rubicon. I stepped over that last river to Rome this past weekend, and I'm now at like 5,060 some followers over on Twitter. So I will be working on those after I finish the module for you guys, and then turning the manuscripts over to Richard and Skylar and letting them go to town on the illustrations. Now, the cost of these is $0. These are free. And the reason these are free is twofold. First of all, they're first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I can't sell modules that say first edition AD&D on them and not get the Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro Death Star parked right over my house. You guys know what I'm talking about. Secondly, it's Black Sabbath's work, really, sort of, kinda. I mean, I might quote a song lyric in there, but like, I'm not including tablature or a copy of the song. You can listen to it if you want to play. You know, I may mention in passing in the introduction why the song inspired me. But yeah, I mean, I certainly don't want to cease and desist from Sharon Osbourne or Tony Iommi or Geezer Butler or Jim Ward, their Jim Ward. So they'll be free. Free modules for you guys, and I will share the links and you can download them forever. Because that's just how I roll. So that's coming. Bill Ward. I'm sorry. Thank you, Kabuki. Bill Ward. When, I don't know. It's just that now I'm committed to it. Now it's not just a notional thing. Now I have to start working on it. I might even just spend a week or two sandbagging the next 5 adventure modules for patrons so I can turn around and start working on these. Elvin Made in her issue Tales from the Tavern 2 will have a short adventure by me in it also. So I'll get that in there. And I do this all for you guys. I do it all for you guys. And I hope you appreciate it and I hope you like it. I hope that you will listen and enjoy and get a kick out of these and really just eat up the artwork. So because that's just how I do. That's just how I do. And it's something that I hope you guys appreciate. And if you will not, then to hell with you. Sorry. It's my best Arnie as Conan. So, I'll say this about Spinal Tap and Black Sabbath. The first time Ozzy saw it in a room full of friends, he said, I don't see what's supposed to be so bloody funny about this. Because everything on screen happened. Every band has said, That happened to us. The Mothership, Maiden, Sabbath, Nazareth, Priest, Rush. Joe Kaufman, thank you. Okay, so Joe Kaufman has a question. We're not sure of anything Ozzy said, Timothy. Has it? That's so very funny. You know, so I think people just kind of took a stab at it. Joe Kaufman asks, how do I rule charge? Do I allow missile weapons to be deployed as it's happening? What do I do? What about short spells? We thought in our game that perhaps distance could be a factor. You're not interrupting because you are catching me right at the right time. So let's talk a little bit about charge. Charge is factored outside of initiative. Distance is a factor, but all that can be done during / at the point of contact in charge is setting pole arms against the charge, because it is resolved outside of initiative. The side that wishes to charge executes the charge, then the initiative is rolled. Now you might say, well, that would just allow the charging party to always hit first. There's two things. Hello, Miss Bella Games. There's two important things that you have to know. First of all, if your foes have pole arms and you charge, you will and they roll to hit. They will roll to hit you first as you charge in. And if they hit, you will take double damage because you are ramming yourself on those. Second, you either fight at -2 to your armor class, that is bad, -2 in the bad way, or no shield bonus. Three, you must have at least 10 feet between your unobstructed feet, by the way. Not like your foes are kind of around a corner and then they put up a table as a shield. I charge. No, you don't. So it has to be at least a minimum of 10 feet in a straight, unobscured line. No party members between you and them. No chairs, stools, tables, rocks, doors, half doors, ropes, barrels, crates, corpses, pools of water that you want to avoid, flaming. You'll take fire damage if you run through flaming oil. So, all that is factored in to the charging person. And once you've done that, your foes that just set spears, set pole arms against your charge, guess what? It's now initiative. They're going to draw short weapons or rear back with those weapons that they hit you with the first time, and then start braining you again. And finally, I think this is 5. You can't do it for another turn. Because you're basically winded when you get across the hall, floor, up the corridor, through the courtyard, down the hill, up the hill, down the road. So that's it. That's charge. You can overbear, you can overwhelm your targets if they don't have pole arms. If they don't have pole arms, you can wade in. So I had some people complaining at me once about, oh, the foes never use pole arms. They didn't have them. The Tuesday night group they were effectively using charge and keep on the borderlands. How come they're not setting because they didn't have them. If the module had said spears and they had been using, and the creatures had been using spears, and yes, they would have set the spears against charge and skewered up that party. I wasn't pulling punches. Tim, did you feel I pulled punches and keep on the borderlands? Hello, Jimmy. We can see you. So, Joe, I hope that answers your question, my friend. So, there you go. That's charges. I like to take the Frank Doubleday approach when the party enters a dungeon. Touch me, he dies. If you're not back in there in 30 seconds, he dies. You come back in here again, he dies. 30, 29, 28, 27. So that's it. That's charge. And that's how you should do it too. That is my recommendation of how you do it. If you're curious about, if the party season, if your monsters have heard the party coming. Now, this is what I wrote. I would recommend. This is what I would recommend, Joe. If your monsters have heard the party coming and they have missileers and they've had a round or two to prepare while the party farts about, should we go around there and charge them? Maybe we should just go around and parlay. If you deem that they have bows up and knocked and you want one volley of arrows at the party as they begin their charge, then absolutely you should do that. Or if they're reared back with hand axes or darts or javelins or flasks of oil that they have lit the wicks of, then yes, one volley of missiles. They got their sling, they got a bullet in it. They're ready as the party sets up and then comes charging across. Sure, absolutely, let a volley of missiles strike the party that is charging with a capital C into combat. But if it's a meeting engagement, it's like we kick open the door. There's a group of gnolls huddled on the far side of the room. And, they're surprised, absolutely, then charge. Now, as far as distance cover, it is twice maximum movement in a charge. Oh, that's very clever for you and for for how you play the monsters, Mark. I see that, Robert Phillips. Nice, The Simpsons reference. No, I don't think anyone hates on Keep on the Borderland. Just people accuse me of pulling punches and stuff like that. And guys, look, I'm here to tell you, I never do. I don't fudge dice rolls. We use DD dice. They roll out on the desktop. You guys all see them. And some days you get the bear, and someday the bear gets you. All right? The party got enough consecutive initiatives and had a ring of shooting stars that large cohort of hobgoblins, it got literally the center of their phalanx. Their entire vanguard was destroyed. Of course they broke. 18 hours later, 3 dead party members, or 2 dead and 1 badly injured. But no, I had some people coming after me saying that it was suck because, the hobgoblins should have focused on the elf in the tree, use it because they hate elves and they would have attacked him first and yada yada. Some days you get the bear and someday the bear gets you. Yeah, I had speaking of criticisms, I had an interesting discussion, and this blew up. Talk to you a little bit about Twitter science, insofar as I understand it. So you post enough about a certain topic, and Twitter will go, "Oh, you're interested in that topic. Here, this is relevant to your interests." And somebody, and I didn't mock them. Let me be 100% clear. Sign's battery died. Let me be 100% clear about this. I did not mock this person and make fun of them. They saw that a bunch of people had signed up apparently at a small gaming convention, and that it was 12 people, and he thought, oh, cool, I'll have, like 4, 4, and 4, or, 6, 4, and 2, or 8, 2, and 2, or some kind of, and he said, oh my God, or they said, I don't know if this is a guy or girl, oh my God, I'm at a table with 12 players. Panic, 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 panic. And Twitter was like, this person's talking about D&D. You like this? I didn't mind it. And I just said, nah. I run 12 people in my Monday night AD&D game, and I've run up to 24 at a convention. You got this. And it, as the kids say on Twitter, blew up. The last time I looked, it had like 60,000 views to it. 60,000 impressions. Tons of likes and a few comments. And a lot of people are like, how do you run 12 people? How do you do 24 people at a con? And I just explained it to him, how I've done that. I'm not bragging, and it's not like I jumped out of the womb with a set of polyhedrons in one hand and a OD&D box set in the other. First of all, it would be 4 years before they were released. Second of all, that would have been extremely uncomfortable for my mom. Just over time. The first D&D events I did anywhere were, I had 6 or 8 at the 8 historical miniatures gaming societies, the RPG tables that they devote. And I had, hello, Michael Martin. I had just a whole lot of people for me at the time. And by the time I stopped doing that, the second to last game I ran was when I had 24 people in 2 4-hour sessions with a break in the middle for dinner. And I just talked about how I did it. First of all, you never sit down. You might as well just put books on that chair, because you're not going to be sitting down. You're going to be on your feet for 4 hours, and then for 4 more hours. Absolutely, Emmy. 40 players. And I was walking around the table, moving around the table, answering questions, getting role play. People were like, well, my character's going to do this. Cool. Gotcha. and I do it with round robin. I assume I'm at 12 o'clock and I start over here. What are you doing? Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't know? I'll come back to you. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Boom, 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 boom. And then back around to the people who don't know, ask them. If they don't, they kind of lose their turn. And we have one person roll for initiative, and then I roll for initiative, and then we go from there. And most everyone was like, wow, that's fascinating. And I had a couple of people like, what's one person said, this is a cry for help. In response to me saying that I DM that many, it's just like, this is a cry for help. And a couple of people said the usual things like nobody can have fun under those conditions. But one guy, I just said some rando, and I try not to get upset at random comments on Twitter, particularly when they're from people who like follow 30 people and have 18 followers of their own. And they've had a Twitter account since 2016. You know, it's just like, whatever. But, yeah, one guy kind of went full ham and he's like, you're a shit DM. And that sounds like an awful experience that you put your players through. I was like, well, up yours, buddy. When you want, you want a cookie because you have a shit opinion. Oh man. So I just thought it was I found it to be an almost completely positive interaction. And I hope all those people that I talked to, if you followed me over here and you subscribe to the channel, welcome. Thank you. Stick around. We'll have some fun. But if you're that guy, well, turn that frown upside down, mister. But don't let any, I guess the point is, don't let anybody rain on your DMing parade. All right. And certainly don't let a blowhard like me tell you you need 12 people. Play in your comfort zone. If the best D&D in the world for you is you as a DM and 3 other players, and you're like, this is so cozy, this is exactly what I want. No, please don't invite other people in. You're the fighter rogue, you're the sorcerer cleric, you're the paladin ranger, and that's all I want. Then run that and have fun with it in whatever fashion makes you happy. I'm not the fun police, and I never will be. But if somebody asks me, that sounds really awesome. How do I do that? The thing I always say, start small. Start with 4 or 5 people. See how it jives with 4 or 5 people. Take that methodology of round robin, action, initiative, and just apply it to that small group of people. And once you've got it going to a rhythm, add another ball to what you're juggling. And slow down a little bit. And then start to speed back up and speed back up and speed back up. Then you add another one and then slow down a little bit. And then speed back up and speed back up. Now add a couple more. Slow it down, speed it back up, add a few more. And the next thing you know, you've got 10 people, 11 people, 12 people at your table. You're keeping them engaged every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, whatever night or day you game, if that's what you want to do. Okay? It's not powerlifting. All right? I would not be out here breaking people's chops saying, you gotta, you gotta do it exactly like this. I'm not. I'm saying if you want to, that's probably the best way to do it. I would not just put up I've never DM'd before, but Bill Sylvie said it was fun. Clearly the thing to do is go to dndmeetup.com or to Roll20 or put up a note card at the FLGS and say, looking for 12 players. No, looking for 24 players. Because Bill said it was more fun with that. And then they have to cart you out on a gurney. Don't do that to yourself. You may find 5 people as your comfort zone. You may find 15 people as your comfort zone. Or anywhere in between. You may find you don't want to be a DM at all. I don't know what this crazy long-haired grognard on the internet was talking about. This is awful. I just want to go back and play again. That's fine too. It's not it's not like, well, if you don't do this, the planet's doomed. Not by any stretch of the imagination. 120 players rather. See, dirty history and hobbies, that's why we have such a problem with this hobby, because you guys keep killing the players and not the characters. So I kept seeing this meme crop up, and I guess I'm going to sound like an old cranky old man, but there's an entry, shall we say, an entry level D&D player. They're just at the table for tiefling and goblin, short stack gobby mommy memes and fat-tailed tiefling memes. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Even if you're a grognard like me, you've probably seen this out on social media. It's a good question, Jay. And I'm gonna asterisk that, and I'm gonna get back to you. Jay Tyler asking a good question. So I kept seeing this pop up in my Twitter motor thing out there, and it was people commissioning or drawing their own character sketch, saying, this is my original character, how would you defeat them? Every time I saw one of those pop up, I just copied and pasted the pastel cover for Tomb of Horrors in response. There you go. You asked. Because I promise you, none of it. Give me a 5th ed character. I'll run Tomb of Horrors with the AD&D rules. All right, save versus death. You mean make a death save, right? Do I? If I start singing Fat Bottom Doors. So anyway, I want to answer this question that Jay Tyler asked. Do they still run competition modules at cons? So last year, Doomsword ran a competition at Guac. And I know I have run the competition version of A1 Slave Pits of the Undercity. And I know other people who have run competition modules. So yes, but you have to look for them. You have to dig around and look for them. So Yes, there was an updated Lost Caverns of Sojconth that was released. Uh Luke's approach to D&D modules, and I'm not saying Luke had anything to do with this. Luke's approach to how he's going to soften his dad's modules and take out the traps because that doesn't fit with modern sensibilities is completely, pardon my language, but I've gotten some updates tonight. Thank you guys very much for your supers. Fucking bonkers. Unfortunately, it seems to be de rigueur. So I don't know. Lost Caverns of Sojconth can be a fiendishly difficult module to figure out. I just don't want to get to the point where we pop open the inner sphere finally, and there's Drelsna. She just needs a job at Starbucks. I'm not going to poke any fun at anybody with any mental or emotional trauma. I'm just not going to do that. So, hey, Engine Joe, that's awesome, man. Heroes of the Lance. There you go. Right on, my friend. Chris, I'm right with you, man. Why update the module? Just sell the originals. I'm right there with you. The Heroes of the Lance side scroller was so bad. I remember I got that for my Amiga because the screenshots of it were beautiful. And it's basically a side scrolling beat 'em up. And I could not get to the thing where you get the platinum discs and cast the spell that causes the ceiling to collapse onto the evil dragon without cheat codes. I just couldn't do it. I didn't realize you were supposed to take the magic user guy, Raceland, and jump across pits because it seemed like the dwarf's jumping ability was better than anybody else's. And I kept getting TPK'd over and over and over and over and over. I felt so burned by that. That was like one of the first games I had. Literally the only good part was this room that used color cycling. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. It was a way to do like fluid animations back in the day. But there's this room you can go in that has a waterfall and you can just stay in there permanently. And all it does, like, it doesn't show your characters or anything. You leave the room when you move the joystick. But while you're in the room, your party gets healed once ever by the waterfall. But you can go back in the room multiple times. And I would just go in and leave it on that to look at because it was pretty. That was like the most value I got out of it. I think Kissanth was black in the Amiga version. But anyway, I have got first edition AD&D tonight in about 15 minutes. So I'm probably going to wrap up here in a few so I can get some water and get ready for my Monday night AD&D game. So if you guys have any questions, I give you a couple more minutes. I played and beat Questron. I beat the hell out of Questron. I loved Questron. Questron was the first time I'd ever played an open world RPG. 2 complete continents, 7 dungeons, like 10 cities in the land of good, and 6 or 7 in the land of evil. I loved Questron. Questron was the bomb. But anyway, I will scroll up and see that I did not miss any questions, and then I'm going to throw out some thanks, and then we're probably going to wrap it up for the evening. So yeah, big thanks to Ultra American, and big thanks to Joe Kaufman. Thank you guys. You literally help keep the lights on round these parts. I do appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you if you stopped by, if you newly subscribed. If you haven't, if you have just swung by and you're like, yeah, I'll check this guy's channel out. Please do, let's see. Anyone here think that Watch needs to up their number of... WotC needs to up the... Yes. Yes, they need to go back to making adventures instead of pushing out character bloating and rules bloating source books. Bengt, that is absolutely the truth. Bengt Moeller, if I said that correctly, I hope I did. So anyway, thank you all for being here tonight. I will update you guys on the situation with Rose Estes as I get more information, but it's looking positive, and I'm happy about that. So I hope we will find out more about that. Again, please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, and whatever you do, wherever you go, guys, please, please, please have a care and keep your eyes peeled for those dangerous, dangerous owl bears. Love you all. Good night. Tomorrow we'll be back with first edition AD&D. Peace.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to